Honestly, cannot believe our European season ends the way it has tonight. Honestly, what an absolute shit show for Manchester United. This whole Champions League group campaign has been a disaster. Hey guys, good evening. Welcome back to the channel, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Hope you're all having a fantastic Tuesday evening. Hope you've all had a good day. Hope you're all having a good week so far. Hope you're all looking forward to the rest of this week and obviously another brand new weekend in 2023 this year in December. First of all, do me a massive favour for me, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button, and remember to always remember to put that notification bell on at all times as well to receive dedicated content in the last few remaining days, in the last few remaining weeks in 2023 on United Red Devils 20, where we've got more Fortnite, Fall Guys, F1 23, EA Sports SC24, more previews, match reactions, and much more branded stuff planned for the last few remaining days and weeks in 2023 on United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. And welcome to your UEFA Champions League match reaction between Manchester United and Bayern Munich at Old Trafford this evening on match day 6 of the 23-24 Champions League group stage campaign, where clearly it states in the title, Manchester United's European season is now over. Manchester United have obviously failed to beat Bayern Munich this evening, losing 1-0 thanks to a Kingsley Coman goal through an absolute world-class assist from the prolific Harry Kane. And basically what that means to Manchester United now is that because we didn't win, and obviously FC Copenhagen have beaten Galatasaray in Denmark this evening, Manchester United's European season is now over. Man United will not be competing in the rest of European football for the rest of this remaining season. We are out of European football altogether. I mean, it's embarrassing, it's pathetic, it's upsetting, it's frustrating, but United knew the task tonight was to try and somehow beat this Bayern Munich team that is so well drilled and so well organised under Thomas Tuchel that Manchester United simply, they huffed and puffed, but they couldn't break that Bayern Munich wall down. And unfortunately, the lacklustre defending, the injury crisis, the lack of midfield, the lack of attack has really cost us tonight. Manchester United simply did not look like scoring. We couldn't get a shot on goal. We couldn't get through on goal. And none of our players we had available tonight were able to break down that Bayern Munich team. It was simply backs against the walls all game long. All 90 minutes was just a complete another shit show. And unfortunately, Man United are out of the Champions League. We haven't even qualified for the UEFA Europa League. So we have finished bottom of our group on 4 points, which is another major embarrassment. Like I said at the start when we did the group stage draw live watch along that I said Manchester United were going to find this Champions League campaign very difficult to get out this group. And a lot of people said, what are you talking about? What are you smoking? Like, what are you trying to say about United's Champions League group? You've got a really easy group. You're going to qualify easily out of this. And Manchester United will qualify alongside Bayern Munich and get through to the Champions League knockout rounds. Unfortunately, yet again, there are people that simply refuse to listen, refuse to look at Manchester United from a bigger point of view. And unfortunately, look where this has put us tonight. Out of the Champions League, no European football for the rest of this remaining season. And we didn't even get into the Europa League. Not like I wanted to be in that anyway. But it would have been nice to be able to carry on this European journey for this season, being able to try and at least try and win the UEFA Europa League. But it is what it is now. We are out. We deserve to be out. We simply have not been anywhere near good enough. And Manchester United have only got themselves to blame. Like, we've not been good enough in this group, dropping silly points at home to Galatasaray, losing to FC Copenhagen away from home, getting battered by Bayern Munich on match day 1 away in Germany at the Allianz Arena to Bayern Munich. And tonight, Man United knew what they had to do. It was an impossible task, an impossible dream, but never disbelieve in the impossible dream. Achieving is believing, believing is dreaming. And Man United knew it was going to be a hard task to break down Thomas Tuchel's side. Tactically, Bayern Munich are a very well-drilled organisation of defensive mentality, a midfield that has got work rate like never before, and you've got a prolific attack where Leroy Sané, Kingsley Coman and Harry Kane are probably the Champions League's most dangerous 3 players in the competition, in my view. I think now Man United are out of Europe, where has this all gone wrong? Like, I think we know where all this has gone wrong. You look at that squad of players, you look at the mentality of some of them, you look at the injury problems, you look at the football we've played in several of these group games, And Man United haven't been able to compete. And I'm not surprised we haven't been able to compete. I'm not surprised we are in the mess we are in tonight. Like, it's another massive L. It's a major embarrassment. And for me, we are going to get bantered and laughed at by everyone now because we're not in Europe for the rest of the season. And for Manchester United, it's not going to help the pressure that is going to be on Erik ten Hag tonight after tonight's result. And I said, these next 2 games are going to be make or break. It's going to be Manchester United's biggest week. And we've already ticked one box. We've lost to Bayern Munich. We're out of the Champions League. And I think from now, this is going to get a lot worse. And unfortunately, I am not surprised this is going to get worse because Man United are just in a mess. The whole game tonight, Manchester United did not look convincing. And I think we've got to call it out for what it is. Like Owen Hargreaves, like ex-Manchester United player under Sir Alex Ferguson, who was deadly in that midfield, deadly from a free kick. And unfortunately, some of the crap that comes out that guy's mouth is unbelievable. Manchester United could be very pleased with that first half. Man United can be very pleased that they've played a lot better than what they did against Bournemouth. And Manchester United can be very, very satisfied that they're not losing at half-time and it is still 0-0. They're holding the German champions. And Man United should take that as a pinch of confidence going into the second half. And I think to myself, whatever Owen Hargreaves must be smoking or whatever Owen Hargreaves must be talking about, I don't know where he's getting it from. Like, did he watch Manchester United against Bournemouth? Did he watch us at home to Man City? Did he watch us in several other games this season? Because Manchester United can be very, very pleased with the football they're playing in tonight's game. I honestly do not know where he's getting this from because Manchester United were bloody dreadful. The football was lethargic, it was boring, and basically the whole game plan from tonight's first half schedule was to basically try and break Bayern Munich on the counter-attack and try and target their back four. But tonight, Bayern Munich's back four absolutely pocketed Højlund, pocketed Antony, pocketed Garnacho, and Manchester United simply did not have any way through that Bayern Munich wall. We weren't going to get through on Manuel Neuer's goal. We were not creating chances through on goal either. We couldn't get the ball to Højlund. Antony was lethargic again. Garnacho was trying to do on it his own. And unfortunately, I am not surprised by it because we don't have any identity. There was no clear plan. There was no clear structure to tonight's performance. That first half was basically hold on for dear life. And Manchester United, again tonight, have proved to the world that Manchester United aren't good enough. And I did say it, Manchester United on a level at the moment, they are simply nowhere near good enough. And I am not surprised by it. We are in a complete mess. We're a complete shambles. And the football we're playing is fucking dreadful. Like, I do feel for Ten Hag. He has lost 2 key players from tonight's performance with, yet again, Harry Maguire, massively injury prone, massively shite, and basically has all the defence of a fridge, does his groin, goes off in the first half injured, and then to bring off Harry Maguire, the whole game plan was on to bring Johnny Evans on to slum up that defence. Honestly, I just don't know what the thinking is of why did we keep Harry Maguire in the summer and why did we bring Johnny Evans in on a free? I simply cannot understand it. I can't justify it. And I can't see why Manchester United did not get this manager a centre-back in the summer transfer window. It really, really infuriates me that Manchester United come up with all the excuses in the world, come up with all the PR, come up with all this bullshit and basically fuck up another manager who was trying to get Manchester United moving forward in a positive direction. And Manchester United are relying on overhyped, over-egoed players that basically are shit and who can't keep themselves fit for 5 fucking minutes. And as soon as they're back in the first team, 3 or 4 games back in, they're out injured again. I'm not surprised that these players' fitness, they've got less fitness than the bloody great white whale. Like, at the end of the day, if you can't keep yourself fit, you need to really call this out as it is. If you're not fit enough to play for Manchester United, then you should not be here. I'm afraid time is up for Harry Maguire. He should not be in this team. I don't know how he got Premier League Player of the Month. I can't see how that was justified. I can't see how the Premier League thought Harry Maguire was absolutely so solid for Manchester United in November. And tonight, Kingsley Coman, Leroy Sané and Harry Kane were giving him a fucking heart attack. He might as well have gone down to the hospital wing of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. He might as well have gone and turned into a wizard because Leroy Sané was having a field day. So was Kingsley Coman and Harry Kane, yet again, a player that Manchester United apparently desperately wanted in the summer is basically playing for the opposition, where Man United said, we're not going to overpay, we're not going to bend over, we're not going to give in to the club's demands of the fees they want for their players. And basically, when we wanted Harry Kane, Manchester United didn't even try and get him. And now look what he's doing for Bayern Munich, getting world-class assists like that. And when the Kingsley Coman move that makes it very, very good, he goes through fall like it's not even hard to, and leaves himself completely and utterly unmarked, and no one's around him. And you basically know, as soon as Kingsley Coman has gotten that ball in the United area, you might as well prepare yourself for the worst, because that's going into the back of the Manchester United net, and Onana stood no chance. The power, the position, and the finesse on the shot to put on the bottom right-hand corner was very, very justified for Kingsley Coman. And the ball that Harry Kane plays, he just puts it through United's back four like it's not even hard to break Manchester United down. As soon as Harry Maguire went off, it looked a lot better. Harry Maguire, for me, makes no difference in quality to that team. Harry Maguire is best off without being a Man United player. I'm sorry. All this hype, all this, he's back to his best. Harry Maguire is such a great, great player again. Harry Maguire is offering something Man United different defensively. I don't know what we're watching, but defensively, Harry Maguire is shocking. And when he keeps pulling his groin, when he makes stupid little runs out of the position that he should be in, trying to defend Onana in our back four, can you really be satisfied with Harry Maguire's performances? I'm sorry, he's not good enough. And tonight, the whole substitution of Harry Maguire for Johnny Evans was a joke. Like, I can't justify bringing Johnny Evans on. What was that going to do to the defence? Did Ten Hag really think that was going to be a great masterstroke, tactically genius, to bring Johnny Evans on for Maguire? For me, it's a blatant no. We should have went nowhere near Johnny Evans. He's going to be 36 on January the 1st, 2024. And honestly, the defensive line of Man United's back four, the amount of times Bayern Munich got in behind, I'm not surprised that United are in the mess they are in tonight, because defensively, that back four is shocking. Honestly, like, when you think Man United's problems can't get a lot worse, they then lose one of another key player that apparently is great and back to his best, and everyone calls him Roberto Carlos. Yet again, Luke Shaw, and this discussion needs to be had now. The amount of injuries this guy picks up for Manchester United. How many more times have I got to keep justifying myself saying Luke Shaw is done? Luke Shaw is done. Luke Shaw is done. Enough of this Luke Shaw hype, this Luke Shaw optimism, this Luke Shaw, he's great. Luke Shaw's amazing. Luke Shaw's the best of the best. He's the best left back at the club. He's been back for how many games recently? 3 or 4? And tonight again, he's done exactly the same hamstring injury he did that kept him out for over 3 fucking months. And people think going forward, Luke Shaw is good enough to be Man United's left back. And the genius plan is what Man United have done. They've basically thought, let's go and give him a brand new 5-year contract. Let's go and give him a brand new 5-year contract that he's the best left at the club. He's going to be here for the long term, and he's going to be here for the rest of his career. Yeah, we're now going to be stuck with Luke Shaw, who's going to be out injured for another number of weeks. And then you're basically relying on Reguilon, who's hardly getting any first-team football, which is another fucking joke, because he's a better left-back going forward than Luke Shaw on defensive and got more tactical awareness. You have to feel that if then Reguilon picks up an injury, that God forbid that doesn't happen, who are Man United turning to then? Because tonight you've lost Maguire, you've then got no Lindelof, who Lindelof is also out injured. You've got no Martinez, you've now lost Luke Shaw, you've got no Malacia. That's 5 of your first 4 positions, 5 of them who play in all that back four are all out injured. So if you lose Reguilon, we're fucked, because we haven't got a back four. Like, it's going to be interesting to see who plays on Sunday now, because the amount of injuries we're getting is a bloody joke. That United medical team should be absolutely ashamed with themselves. Like, I would love to know what is going on behind the scenes at this football club, but the amount of injuries these players pick up, they pick up more injuries than a fucking paper cut. I can't understand or justify what the hell is going on. Like, I've played football at a very, very high level professionally, and I've won trophies, I've won medals, and I can actually keep myself fit. Unfortunately, I am no longer be able to play football again. I can only play it as a bit of a kickabout or out with my mates playing a bit of footy, but I was fitter than Luke Shaw. I kept myself fit. I make sure that I was in good physical condition to be able to play consecutive game, match after match, game after game. Luke Shaw comes back in, 3 or 4 games. Oh shit, I've done my hamstring again. Like, the problem with Luke Shaw is when he broke his leg in 2 places when we had Van Gaal in charge, and we were in the Champions League again. We played PSV away from home and we lost that game. Luke Shaw breaks his leg, and the problem with that is that leg break is then going to fuck everything else around it in the leg and cause even more injury woes and injury problems for Manchester United. And Manchester United should have saw the warning signs. And unfortunately, when you've gone and given this guy a new brand new 5-year contract, we're stuck with him till 2028. And people think, oh, what do you expect Man United to do? Go out and spend some money? Well, yeah, I do. Because at the end of the day, if you think about it now, if we've got no Maguire and we've got no Lindelof and you've got no Luke Shaw, we basically don't have 2 centre-backs. We only have 1 left-back now. And then the basic option from there is either deploy Dalot at right-back or put him at left-back and bring Wan-Bissaka in at right-back for Dalot. You can't put Dalot at left-back. He's crap. You can't put Wan-Bissaka at right-back. He's even worse. Man United are great at not fixing their own problems. And the problem with that is Ten Hag suffers. Ten Hag tonight looks really, really beaten. Like tonight, I saw Ten Hag at the lowest point as Man United manager. He looks at that squad, and tonight, Man United just didn't simply look anywhere near it. Absolute boring possession football. Try and break Bayern Munich on the counter-attack. Like, we didn't have 1 shot on goal. Does anyone realise how shit that might sound? We didn't have 1 shot on the Bayern Munich goal. Manuel Neuer might as well got himself a newspaper and a chair and put himself in the middle of the goal because nothing was getting past him. Like, that Bayern Munich team know how to do things. Organised, traditional football that makes a football even more pleasing to watch. And Bayern Munich, again, have outclassed this Man United team. Absolutely outclassed us in every single department. You might as well watch Sunday League football because that's got a lot more entertainment than Manchester United have been in this whole Champions League campaign. And what annoys me about some of these pundits as well, Paul Scholes, before kick-off tonight, goes up to Ten Hag and says, I've really enjoyed watching Man United in the Champions League. You've been very, very entertaining. What? We've been entertaining in the Champions League. Like, we've conceded 15 Champions League goals. The first ever Premier League side to concede that fucking many ever in UEFA Champions League group stage history. And Paul Scholes is like, I enjoy watching this Man United team. It's entertaining. They're scoring a lot of goals. But yet you're conceding a shitload as well. And apparently we're entertaining to watch. I mean, did he find it entertaining against Bournemouth? Did he find it entertaining tonight? Because if Paul Scholes thinks that Man United team is very, very entertaining, then he might as well put Robbie Williams' Let Me Entertain You song on repeat, because that song has got more entertainment in it than watching that brand of boring possession team in Man United. That's all we did the whole game long. Possession. There is no idea what to do on that pitch. There clearly is no direction, no clear instruction, and basically Man United are trying to break Bayern Munich on the counter. Like, that is not going to work. You've got to attack. That is what we've been built on as traditions of a Manchester United fan base and supporters. If anyone has gone tonight, please call this out for what it is. It is shit, boring football with a manager that looks completely fucking delusioned by injury problems, suspensions, players out ill, a club that ain't backing him. What is Ten Hag meant to do now? Now European football's gone, Ten Hag is basically trying to turn this Premier League season around into a miracle. We're now going to have to try and at least win the FA Cup. And we're going to have to try and gate crash top 4. Well, the way all 3 of those things are looking, the best hope of any trophy at this moment in time is the FA Cup. Because we're not winning the league. We ain't getting top 4. And if you win the FA Cup, You only get into the Europa League, and I'm not going to jump about and sing a song and dance about it because I don't want to be in the Europa League. But if Man United are going to have to go back into it next season, we are going to have to take it. It is going to be a massive L. It's going to be embarrassing. It's going to be a joke. Look, I'm really angry we're out of this, by the way. I'm really frustrated that Manchester United are are out without European football. Like, this is the first time this has ever happened in Manchester United's history, that tonight United have broken a record, except it's all the wrong records, so that you have broken a record that Manchester United, for the first time ever, are without European football for the rest of the season. Like, I know that might help us in some aspects. Maybe the injuries, players come back, keep ourselves fully fit and give us some rest. But I would have liked to have seen where we could have gone if we would have qualified out this group. We all would have known what would have happened. We would have ended up getting a Real Madrid, a Barcelona, an Inter Milan, an Atletico Madrid, and we would have got annihilated even more. That would have been a bad aspect. But I'm just angry with these players. I'm frustrated with the squad, and I'm really angry that Ten Hag's our manager, and I fully back him. But the decision making again, the team selection from the bench options, like, let's talk about the bench first, right? You've got Hannibal Mabry, 2 backup goalkeepers, Dan Gore, Pellistri, Hannibal Mabry, Pellistri, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Johnny Evans. You look at that Man United bench and you wonder a bit more, and then you wonder even more. What the fuck was Ten Hag meant to do with that bench? Like, what options realistically did we have coming off the bench tonight? What options did Man United realistically have to go to the bench thinking something will happen? Basically, moments FC. We could not bring anyone off that bench who would have got me off my seat. Pellistri, what the fuck was the point of that? Did fuck all. We've got Johnny Evans, who is basically more aging than a very traditional wine. We've got basically that was and Kobbie Mainoo, like, again, Mctominay went more invisible than trying to find rabbit shit in a pack of Maltesers. Like, absolutely invisible. You might as well give him Harry Potter's invisibility cloak, because at the end of the day, absolute invisible again. Like, you've got an 18-year-old world-class midfielder on the bench in Kobbie Mainoo, who's got the absolute traditions of being a Man United great. And the last few games, benched against Bournemouth, benched against Galatasaray, benched again tonight. You think to yourself, you're going to give Kobbie Mainoo a new contract. But if I was Kobbie Mainoo, from my point of view, I think I would deserve to start tonight, because I'm going to look at that midfield and think, Mctominay, really? Amrabat, was probably Man United's, standout player defensively in the CDM. And Bruno Fernandes, what did he offer tonight? And Kobbie Mainoo's probably thinking himself, do you know what? They want to give me a new contract. Let me have a bit of reality check here. We're out of Europe for the rest of the season. We're nowhere near top 4. The Premier League's been a joke. We're out of the Champions League. We're not even in the fucking Europa League. Not like I wanted that anyway, because that would have been a joke. But we're Manchester United. Where's the plan? Where's the identity? Where is this Man United team that is meant to get back to their best? This Man United team doesn't look like it will ever return. You might as well put us back into the dinosaur ages. Like, you might as well let Manchester United just carry on their little aging ways and let the club age into abyss, because the problem is with that is this club will never improve if they don't back this manager. And we suffered tonight because of this performance. That United performance was so lethargic. I would have rather have watched paint dry. I would have rather, in my view, in my opinion, gone and played some games. Like, I've been feeling shit all day. I've woke up feeling rough, tired, fatigued, no energy. I've got a headache behind my left eye, and then it's gone to the right and then back to the left. I was up till 4:30 a.m. this morning. I couldn't fucking sleep. And the thing is, you really look forward to watching a nice European night on a Tuesday evening. Christmas is on its way. Family and friends, you're spending time with them. But tonight, I could have done a lot more than watching that pile of shit. That is how I felt. I really, really felt that, tonight was the beginning and the end of Erik Ten Hag. Like, I look at the manager, I look at his body language, and you can tell he ain't happy. You can tell by tonight he could be happy with that performance. You can just tell that whole team just doesn't look like a team that is behind this manager. It looks like a team that is completely disconnected from the fans and the supporters again. This just looks like a team that is relying on moments FC. We did this under Solskjaer. Like, we were relying on moments of happiness and glory to get us on our winning ways. Like, if we've gone back to that again, you do wonder, like, what is going on inside Ten Hag's mind? You do wonder what is going on behind the scenes. Is there a lot more that we're not being told about? Or basically, is this a manager that has lost the dressing room, lost the players, and basically we're using players at this club that are not good enough, who are getting more game time than Ten Hag wants to give them. And basically, Ten Hag is looking at the rest of the squad now. And after tonight, I would either be resigning and call out these owners, call out the board, call out these directors, call out these players, call out this squad of players that is meant to get Man United back to win. Or do we realistically need to go and look at the bigger picture, which is the Glazers, the board, and the directors of this football club? Because, like someone said on BBC Sport and Match of the Day, that Manchester United should have gone all out for Harry Kane in the summer, and Man United should have just coughed up the big bucks to go and get Harry Kane from Spurs. I know Daniel Levy did not want to sell Harry Kane to a Premier League rival, but Harry Kane wanted the move. He wanted to join Manchester United. He wanted to play for under Erik Ten Hag. And if Harry Kane was in that United team, we might be a bit more clinical up front. We'd be scoring a few more goals, because tonight, where did United look like they were going to score a goal? Like, the whole plan was counter-attack. Like, you look at Garnacho trying to take the world on his own. Anthony, another bad, inconsistent performance. Like, since the last few games of Anthony, like, I look at Bournemouth, I look at again tonight, I look at Newcastle. And I look at Chelsea, and I look at Galatasaray away. The only two good games he's had has been Chelsea at home and Galatasaray away. Newcastle, he was dreadful. Tonight, again, dreadful. Newcastle, abysmal. Bournemouth, even worse. You just wonder, like, what is going on with these wingers? Because they are meant to be the iconic wingers that are going to take this club forward with the ball a bit more. Get into the opposition penalty area. Try and put balls and crosses into the box for our strikers. Try and get into the opposition penalty area to cause them defensive problems and defensive woes. I think the old plan is basically do a few skill moves, pass the ball back. Do a few skill moves, pass the ball back. And I watch all these United games with my parents, and my dad has said the thing. My dad has said the same thing. Why Manchester United passing the ball back all the time? Like, we did this under Louis van Gaal. Like, we kept passing the ball backwards and backwards and backwards. We kept passing the ball back more than sending post back. Like, it's just Manchester United just don't seem to like getting that ball forward. We can't build from the back. The midfield looks pants as it is at the moment. And the attack, I mean, how many games has Rasmus Højlund gone without scoring a goal? Galatasaray, Newcastle, Chelsea, Sheffield United, Luton, Bayern Munich, Newcastle. Like, the list of games goes on for Rasmus, and I'm not going to blame him fully, but tonight it just looked like Man United went up for it. It just didn't look like we had any idea. Like, we just look really lethargic up front. Like, we can't seem to get Rasmus the ball. Like, and I've said this on so many different occasions at Manchester United, that the lack of service to him is dreadful. Like, this is a guy here who's got United on his heart. Was a boyhood Manchester United fan. We've paid a lot of money for him, and now you think to yourself, was this worth it? Was this the ideal striker United wanted? Should we have really paid all that money? Could you have United got two strikers for the price of one? Because we paid 85 million euros. Like, you're now looking at 85 million euros, and I'm starting to wonder, like, I back Rasmus Højlund, and he's one of my favourite players, and I get that, but Ten Hag must be thinking, God, I can't rely on Rasmus every week because the goals have dried up. Like, tonight's front three was, Garnacho, Højlund and Anthony. I thought to myself, do you know what? I've got a really strong front three. This might cause Bayern Munich several big problems, especially with the way their back four crumbled against Eintracht Frankfurt the weekend. Losing 5-1 away from home was a dreadful, embarrassing result for Bayern Munich in their history. I think it's their worst ever defeat. And you just think to yourself, knowing the goals Bayern shifted at the weekend, you would have thought Man United would have targeted that vulnerability in the back four. But Kim Min-jae, Upamecano, world-class centre-backs. Like, I know Upamecano's had up and down games this season for Bayern, and internationally for France, he's not been their best. But tonight, they basically pocketed our front three. Like, absolutely pocketed our front three. And also, I think, you look at their left-back, Alphonso Davies. I mean, what a player. Canadian superstar, Alphonso Davies, absolutely world-class left-back. Like, no wonder the likes of Real Madrid are looking in, because going forward, that is what you call a left-back. This is what we don't have. Like, Bayern Munich have got players that can get forward from their back four, right back, left back, and their two centre-backs get forward with the ball as well. At United is basically maintain your position, defend your goal. At Man United, we can't seem to get forward. We don't seem to be able to build from the back. Then we build to the midfield and then build to the attack. The whole team just looks massively disconnected. And I think for me, that is because we're not used to seeing Harry Maguire in the team, Luke Shaw, Delot, Lindelof. We do need Martinez back. We do need Lisandro Martinez back ASAP. We need him back very, very quickly. Varane, I thought tonight was very, very solid, but it was disappointing the way that the back four was broke apart by a world-class Harry Kane assist. Like, you can't teach defenders to do that. Like, they should be able to defend that sort of ball being put through behind them. Like, it's pretty simple mathematics that you've got centre-backs who can't keep goals out defensively. We've got neither left-back or right-back that can get forward. It just really infuriates me. And this is why I think United are lacking any kind of attack on the break. Like, when you've got Delot and Wan-Bissaka that constantly pass back to Maguire and Lindelof and Evans and Shaw and Reguilon, we're not building enough attacks. We're not being influenced in performances. We're not being more damaging. We're being really lethargic with the ball. On and off the ball, we just don't seem to have a fucking clue. And it's very, very frustrating because Manchester United, you are meant to be scoring goals. Like, I don't know what's happened since Chelsea, but since that Chelsea performance, it's like Man United thought, you know what, we've beat Chelsea. We don't really need to beat Bournemouth. And as Bayern Munich, well, theoretically, it's going to take a lot. It's going to be an impossible dream to beat them. And we are going to have to try and at least aim back for the Europa League. But that from those sets of players, now I would be fucking fully embarrassed. Like, I can't even give one of them any credentials from tonight because I just think all of them didn't offer anything to that performance. Like, I didn't see one standout player. And I think for me, we need to stop praising them. Like, the amount of crap I'm hearing from pundits and pundits alike is just, this is laughable. Like, this is becoming laughable. You are praising inconsistent, shit, bang, average performances from players that basically don't give a fuck. Like, you're basically praising them for doing shit. Like, and the thing is, you're only going to build their egos even more. And the problem is, the more praise and the more justification they get from your commentary or from other pundits on other sports outlets, the bigger their head's going to get, the bigger their ego will get. And the thing is, you're going to look at it and you think to yourself, no wonder we're shit. Like, these players must be absolutely rubbing their hands together thinking, we're getting praise for playing shit. We're getting all these credentials off these B-Tech pundits. And you just wonder, like, are these players gone back into their own imagination? Like, imagination. Like, are we watching SpongeBob? Because at the end of the day, we need to be playing free-flowing, attacking flair football. And we're not doing it. You might as well put Man United in the Championship because at this rate, are Man United going to carry on doing this every week? You would hope not. But from tonight, I think this is going to signal the end of Ten Hag. I really, really think this will signal the end of Ten Hag. This will damage Manchester United even more. That performance tonight was not fucking good enough. And I'm sorry to say, United deserve to be in the position they are tonight. Manchester United deserve to be out of the Champions League. We deserve to be out of Europe. And we don't even deserve to rub the hands of the Europa League, because that I would not want to be in that anyway. No one wants to be in that. It's just a BTEC competition with mid-table teams who basically are crap anyway. You just wonder, like tonight, where Man United could have got the goals from. Where could we have done better? I don't think we could have done better the whole game, because I just don't think Manchester United really, wanted to go that extra mile. Really wanted to try and, go against the grain of the game. Like, I just didn't think Man United really wanted that tonight. Like, I think they knew the writing was on the wall. They knew that this was going to be an impossible task to beat Bayern. They knew that their position in the group is precarious. And I think they knew they were going to go out. But tonight it is going to be a massive reality check, because what this means now is that these players are going to look at this next season and think to themselves, well, if we're not in the Champions League and we're in the Europa League, or maybe even worse, could you imagine if we're in the UEFA Europa Conference League next season, right? If we end up in that, these players are going to look at this and think to themselves, do you know what? Screw this, because we want to be playing Champions League football. Some of these big players are going to want out of this club. Like, you've got to question. I would question the whole starting 11, the bench options, the players are out injured or through suspension or illness. That tonight they're going to look at this and think to themselves, we're better than this. Like, we deserve to be in the Champions League. We're Manchester United Football Club. Like. But at the moment, lads, you don't deserve to be in it. You're bang average players who are massively overhyped, massively overrated, and some of you are simply awful footballers. Like, how some of you ever made the grain in football, I will never ever know, because Scott McTominay is average. Maguire and Maguire and Luke Shaw, both injury prone, and you've both lost them to injury. Reguilon should be back in this team because he's better than both of them defensively and more tactical and awareness, like I said earlier. Going forward with the left back and right back, we don't need to talk about Dalot and Wan-Bissaka, because neither of them are good enough going forward with the ball. Always pass back to Onana, pass back to the back four. Midfield, like I said, Fernandes again. What did he do in that midfield? He's meant to be the captain, meant to be the leader of the team, meant to be offering some creativity to get the ball forward to our front three. And then Amrabat, who was probably, for me, only Manchester United's best player by a little margin. I'm not saying by much, but I thought Amrabat did do a good job defensively. But Man United were just picked apart. Like, United were picked apart by Bayern Munich. We were crucified. We were basically on the sarcophagus. Like, we were picked apart by Bayern Munich tonight. They knew the weaknesses of that team. They knew the problems at Manchester United, and they picked Man United apart quite easily. And for me, now it looks like that going forward, United have got big problems, because if you're now looking at Sunday, you look at that injury list, Maguire's going on there, Luke Shaw's going there, you've already got Ahmad out and Malacia, Lisandro Martinez, Casemiro, Mount, Eriksen, now Maguire, now Luke Shaw, Martinez. Like, the amount of injuries we got isn't helping, but that ain't no excuse. You would still expect these players to step up and perform. You would still expect them to be able to produce the goods. Going gets tough, but like I've said on so many occasions, when the going gets tough, Manchester United give up. When the going gets tough, Manchester United give up. They wave the white flag, they give up, they throw the towel in, and I've never seen a club that does it, or a squad of players, or a set of players that does it more than these lot. I've never met a squad like this before, of players that gives up more than these lot. It's sickening to the gut and the feeling of the stomach, especially when I've been feeling shit all day, rough all morning, all afternoon, all evening, hardly had any sleep. I'm not even streaming tonight, so don't expect me coming online after, because I am knackered. And after tonight, that performance makes me feel even worse. It is just so embarrassing that United are out of Europe altogether. The European season's over. Like, United, I'm sorry. This is on you. This isn't. I'm not blaming the manager, by the way. This is not Ten Hag's fault. I'm backing this manager. Unlike many pundits have said, who have got some brain knowledge, and me myself, I think I do know quite a bit. I'm not trying to brag, but I do feel like I know a bit what's going on. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be truthful. I'm going to be brutal, because I want the best for this club. I want Man United to get back to where we need to be. I want to win the Premier League. I want to be competing in the Champions League. I don't want to be competing for the mid-table trophies like the Carabao Cup, FA Cup and the bloody Europa League. That is not the identity of Manchester United competing for them. It's winning the Premier League, winning the Champions League. Like, that's where we need to be. And I think tonight we are figuring out what this squad is. A bunch of bottle jobs. Absolute bunch of bottle jobs. Like, I'm sorry to say, enough is enough of the praise, the momentum, and, justifying their crap performances. Like, enough is enough of this. Like, we have got to stop doing this, because you are only going to make Manchester United a lot worse going forward in the future. And tonight summed up a lot. But like I said, sacking the manager is not the answer. If you sack Ten Hag, we get even worse. Ten Hag cares. Ten Hag actually gives a shit. Erik Ten Hag is the best manager we've had since Sir Alex Ferguson. If you would have had the players you'd have wanted, several summer transfer windows, several January transfer windows, United would be in a lot better shape. And when you don't get him those players, and he's stuck with players like Martial, Marcus Rashford, Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, Diego Dalot, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Tom Heaton, Bandia, Mctominay, Sancho, Rashford, Malacia, Anthony, Garnacho, Rasmus Højlund. What is he meant to do? I know half these players are his signings. Christian Eriksen, Mason Mount, Casemiro, Lisandro Martinez, Ahmad. What is he meant to do with all these injuries? What is he meant to do with this squad? What's he meant to do with these players? There's only so much a manager can do. And obviously, some of these signings haven't worked. Anthony clearly hasn't worked. Mason Mount's been awful. What's he done for this club since he joined from Chelsea? Rasmus is looking like a really bad signing now. You just got to question some of these transfer decisions. Is this on Ten Hag? Or is this Ten Hag trying to get the best for the club going forward with a young, healthy squad that he's going to be able to leave? Because if they sack Ten Hag, a new manager is going to come in. I don't want that player. I don't want that player. I don't want him. And I don't want him. And I don't want him. Sacking the manager ain't the right option. You have got to get this manager signings. You have got to give him money to spend, because United can't keep using financial fair play. It's a complete myth. All I can say to you is Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Spurs. They do not use financial fair play as an excuse. Bournemouth, Luton, they don't do it. Burnley, Sheffield United, Everton. The list of Premier League clubs goes on. They don't use financial fair play as an excuse. It is a complete fucking myth. And all this sell to buy as well. This financial fair play bullshit and all this sell to buy crap is costing Ten Hag, because he's not being able to get the players in he wants. He's not being able to sell the players he doesn't want at this club. This rebuild is in jeopardy because of the owners, because of this board. And people think Sir Jim Ratcliffe is going to come in and work miracles on this squad. Well, I would be getting on the phone to Shaheed Hassan and getting onto the Qataris and put another bid in and buy this club, because we need the Qataris. That is the only way to get this club out this mess we're in. The Qataris need to come in and buy this fucking football club. That is the only way Manchester United will ever get back to success, is spend the type of money Chelsea spend, Arsenal spend, Liverpool, Man City, Spurs. That is the only way to success, is spend a shit load of money. With all this debt, right, if the Qataris came in, this debt would be gone, would be debt-free. Everything would be fine. They probably might want a different manager. I'm not sure, but I think Ten Hag is still the right option. But that's the only way to win, is to get the Qataris to buy the club. I'm still hoping they will, but if it's Jim Ratcliffe, he's another Glazer 2.0. And the thing is, right, the fans will jump on it, supporters, and they'll still buy merchandise, season tickets, home and away games, the kit, merchandise, etc., etc. And if you're going to keep putting money onto the club, then be my guest. But I'm not going to do it. I don't buy the kit. I don't buy the merchandise. I get gifts from friends and family and stuff like that. I don't go and spend money. I actually get gift stuff. So at the end of the day, the fans have got a lot to blame for this, and so are some of the supporters for spending the money United are spending, because the United take the Glazers and the board take out, because the more money you put in, the more they take out. And tonight summed up that squad. Imagine if you would have added Gakpo, João Felix, Frimpong, Harry Kane, Osimhen, Frankie de Jong, Jordan Pickford. Imagine where we could be. Kim Min-jae. Look where we could have got if you'd have had all those players in that team. Look where we could have been. Look where we are now. Out of the Champions League. No European football for the rest of the season. The season of European football is over. We are not in Europa League. we're not even in Europe, which is an embarrassment. And tonight, if anyone's getting the man of the match or player of the match, I think for me, it goes to the players and goes to the supporters for attending and watching that bag of shit again, down tools once again. So well done, Man United, yet again. So I enjoyed the match reaction. Hit the like button, the share button, hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Share the video, hit the tweet button, hit the retweet button, and remember to put the notification bell on all times as well to receive dedicated content, live content, videos and shorts right throughout these last remaining days and remaining weeks in 2023 on this channel. Got more Fortnite planned, Fall Guys, F1 23, EA Sports FC 24, more previews, more match reactions, and obviously we'll be doing the preview for the Liverpool game for Sunday evening on Friday afternoon, so please join me for that. I'm going to go and get some rest. I'm going to try and go get some sleep, and I'm going to go and try and have a nice hot bubbly bath and try and go and watch a few TV programs, catch up on a few shows, and try and get to sleep because I'm knackered, I'm exhausted, I've been feeling shit, I've been feeling sick all day. How I've even done this, I don't know, but Man United have not made the mood even better, so they've not made my mood better. I'm in a right shit mood because of tonight's result, but it is what it is. Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe, be nice, and be kind to each other. You're all legends. You're all legendary. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.